Hi guys, it's Sam. So I posted a picture of this hoop that I made onto my Tumblr last night, and someone asked me to show or do a tutorial on how to make these roses in the top right here. So I thought I'd just make a quick video on how to do that. I used embroidery techniques for this hoop, so you are going to need embroidery supplies and skills, I guess. It's really easy though, so don't worry. So the first thing you're going to do is figure out how big you want your rose to be. Since this is just a tutorial, I will draw it out. You can make your rose as big as you want as long as you have enough thread to do so. So you want a circle, and you're going to have 5 points that all meet into the center of the rose. I'm going to go ahead and number all of these so that it's easier to follow. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we have our center right there. Once you have that drawn out, you want to thread your needle with the rose color. With floss, you can always separate it into like smaller strands. When I make roses, I like to have my floss be at least 4 to 6 strands thick. Once you have your needle threaded with your rose color, you can start mapping out your rose. You're going to start on one of the outside points. I'm going to start at 1, and then you want to go down to either the right or left. I'm just going to go in order of numbers. Down to 2. And bring your thread down, but not all the way. You want to leave some slack. That's enough. And then you bring your needle up through the front again. Then you want to catch this thread from before. And then pull all the way through. And then you're going to bring this down to the closest point that is opposite the first 2 that you made. Once you've done that, you bring your needle up onto either of the opposite remaining points, and then pull all the way through. And then you want to go underneath the thread from points 1 and 2, bring that through, and then go back down the remaining point. And then you'll have this kind of star shape thing, and that will be your map for when you're doing the actual petals. Once you have these 5 points sewn out, you want to bring your needle back up to the center of it. I'm going to bring mine right before strand 1. And then you will begin the threading of your petals. In order to do that, you have to do an over-under sort of motion. You're going to be going over the threads and under the threads, but you're not going to be piercing the actual fabric. So to start out, you want to go over 1, under 2, and then over 3. Since you went over 3, you're going to go under 4, and then over 5. And then you're back at 1. But since you went over 5, instead of going over 1 again, you're going to go under 1. And basically it's just going to keep alternating like that until you fill up your little circle that you've made with these points. I just went from 3 all the way to 1. So if that happens, you can always just bring it backwards until you're able to fix that. So over and then under again. You can already start to see the rose forming. These are all of the little petals. stop there for now. As you can see, my rose is a little uneven because of the way I threaded these, our first map. Point 5 is like almost done, but then point 3 has all this extra space. So that's something to be wary of when you're making your rose. Just make sure that all your little prongs are as even as you can make them. So once you are satisfied with your rose, you're going to bring your thread all the way to the back again. At any point, it doesn't matter. And then you want to make a knot in the back. Cut off the extra thread, and then you're ready to make your leaves. Unlike the rose, for the leaves I like to use a thinner amount of threads. For leaves I like to use about 3. So for our leaves, you can choose wherever you want to have the leaves. I'm going to put mine just around 3 to try and cover it up a little bit. So bring your thread up through the fabric and then bring it back down where you want your leaf to end, and then leave some slack, and then bring your needle back up for where you want the length of your leaf to end, and then pull that all the way through. And then once that is through, bring your needle back down just behind where that curved thread is. That way it'll hold down this little loop you've made. And you can make as many leaves as you want, and they can be whatever size. I'll do another one just so that you can see it again. So bring your thread up, bring your thread back down for the width of the leaf. Leave some slack. Bring it up for the length of the leaf and catch the thread. And then all the way through. And then anchor it down just behind that curved leaf. And there's your leaf. And then you can bring it to the back of the work and tie a little knot in the back as well. That extra thread, and then your rose is done. I hope this tutorial was easy enough to understand for you guys. I've never really done a tutorial for embroidery before, so hopefully I did okay. The rose that we made today is really standard for embroidery techniques, and if I have any other videos or links to posts about how to make it, I will link those in the description box just so that you have more references than just me. If you guys have any other questions about the roses or embroidery in general, please ask me. Maybe I'll do more videos like this if you guys like it. Thanks for watching, I hope it helped. Bye!